Hey, what's going on? What is up, my people? Welcome to another video, another day, another talk. I'm weirdly tired today. It's the energies, it's always the energies. uh, the best excuse. I'm too lazy to do anything today. The energies are too strong for me. I need to relax. No. Yeah, I don't know. I felt kind of like talking about awakening and realization and what it actually is, in my opinion, and why it can be challenging. And I think what it truly is the aspect of us that knows what it is awakening and is coming to the front and is getting more and more activated. And what does it mean? What does that mean? What is the aspect of us that knows what it is? What is it? What is it? It is part of God. It is pure consciousness. It is a spirit being. It is a soul. And it chose to have a human experience. So you are a soul, but you are a human too. But all your life you have only been in this mindset that I'm just a human being. That's all that I am, and I'm separate from everything else, and I'm separate from God. It's all outside of me, and that's just not true. And what awakening really is the realization that that was just an illusion. There is an aspect of us that has an individuated experience, being a human being. And that is very real and that is very true. But that's not the whole story. That's just a very tiny part of who you truly are. Like I said, who you truly are is pure friggin' consciousness. You're a soul that chose to incarnate. And it's just a very tiny part of you. And when you awaken, the remembrance that this is so comes back to you. That you are so much more than your physical human body, first of all, than your physical human self. That you have had many different life experiences before and will continue to have many different life experiences after this life experience, and that you are eternal. That you are who you truly are as the consciousness that looks through the eyes of your human self, of your human body. That's who you truly are. You just claimed an identity by reincarnating. And also you agreed to not remember all of your truth. But now it is time to claim aspects of this truth in form while you are incarnate. That is what is happening. And it's basically an identity shift. You go from feeling like this separate human being to actually feeling like you are connected to everything around you, and you are part of the universe, and you are part of the human collective. And like there's the distances between other human beings and between other plants or animals, it just dissolves, kind of. Not that you're not individual, but you realize that you're always connected and that you are always engaged and in communication with everything around you. Because that's what's actually happening. We are energy fields of consciousness. We are intelligent energy. We just have this individual experience through the headset that is our brain, like a virtual reality headset. But that is just a very tiny part of reality. It's just a very limited way of experiencing what is actually happening. But we reduce it to only that as humans. We say, oh, that's our senses. I guess that's all there is. But actually, when you realize that everything is in union all the time and in communication, and everything is divine, everything is God expressing, then you also awaken your senses, and you can start to actually sense those things, this information that is already present in our energy fields, but we have been trained not to notice it. We have been trained not to be able to access it. That's the word, access it. We haven't been trained to be able to access it. And that's also where psychic abilities come into play. When you realize that like the information is already there and you're already interacting with everything, you just need to learn to pay attention to it, then it starts to come into your awareness. And then you actually are able to access this information, and you start to notice that, damn, I can actually feel this energy, and the way I focus my consciousness makes a difference. And the thing I focus my consciousness on, especially if it's a being, a conscious, alive being, responds back to me. And then you actually start to have an experience of, damn, everything around me is alive, everything around me is in communication, and I am not separate from anything around me. Nothing. And then your identity starts shifting as well, because you realize, wow, this is actually true. This is real, and I can have an experience of this, and I am actually connected, and I am part of the universe, part of God expressing, and I am part of the whole, and I am multidimensional, multi-layered. Myself is not only this human being, and I am so much bigger than this, and I am in the process of rediscovering it, and I'm in the process of remembering this, and this part of myself that is already knows that it's connected to everything, is trying to more and more express through me, is trying to, or is wanting to more and more be the driver of my experience. Like, this part of myself wants to be in the forefront, that feels, that knows that it is connected to everything, and that it is the universe expressing. And the challenging part is when the personality self that puts itself separate from everything, separate from God, and thinks it's unworthy, and put itself in darkness, and it's not good enough, and whatever, and it's fearful, all these kinds of beliefs. When this part of ourselves is resisting it, and is trying to stay in control, and to stay in that place where it thinks it's safe and comfortable because it knows this identity. When we cling to this part of ourselves, it can get very uncomfortable, because life will push us by challenging us, by putting us into situations and circumstances where we are kind of confronted with those parts of ourselves. And when we resist letting them go, then it just gets more intense and more intense every time, the situations that we face. And if we stay in that victim mindset of like, oh, life is happening to me, and it's everything is against me, and we don't realize that life is actually trying to get us to change, to evolve, to grow, then we might be having a very hard time in this awakening. Yeah. So I think it makes sense to be aware that this is happening and that this part of you actually wants to come through to the surface, and that it is a beautiful experience to know that you're all part, that we are all part of the same consciousness field expressing in individual aspects, and that we are all intrinsically and strongly connected. Sometimes it's hard to find the right English words, but I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best. Yeah, it's such a beautiful experience to actually feel that you are part of the one standing beside you. It's a beautiful time here on this planet, but it of course it has its challenges. But yeah, I think the best thing is to see the potential that it has to learn for your soul, to learn for your human as well, and the experiences that you can have and the uniqueness of the experiences that are present for all of us. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for being here. I love you. Goodbye.